Lena had always been fascinated by urban legends, but when she heard about Blackthorn Asylum, she felt an irresistible pull. The asylum, abandoned for decades, was said to be haunted by the souls of tortured patients. Armed with only her flashlight and camera, she stepped through the rusted gates, unaware that she had just sealed her fate. As Lena stepped past the rusted gates, the wind howled through the skeletal remains of the asylum, whispering through shattered windows and gaping doorways. The iron bars groaned as they swayed slightly in the breeze, as if warning her to turn back. The scent of damp earth, mildew, and something faintly metallic clung to the air, sending a shiver down her spine. She raised her flashlight, its feeble beam cutting through the suffocating darkness. The asylum loomed before her, its towering walls cracked and peeling, black mold creeping along the edges like veins of decay. The remnants of a sign above the entrance read Blackthorn Asylum, though the letters were barely visible beneath years of grime and claw-like scratches. Lena tightened her grip on her camera, heart pounding. She had read the stories, how patients had been subjected to inhumane experiments, their screams swallowed by these very walls. How the head doctor, a man known only as Dr. Mercer, vanished without a trace after the asylum was abruptly shut down. Some claimed he had never left at all. She reached for the heavy wooden doors, their once grand design now marked by deep gouges. As her fingers brushed the handle, the temperature seemed to drop. The metal was ice cold. Taking a deep breath, she pushed forward. The doors groaned in protest, opening just enough for her to slip inside. The grand lobby stretched out, a cavernous space drowned in shadow. The checkered tile floor was cracked, covered in layers of dust and debris. Above her, an enormous chandelier hung precariously, its once glorious crystals now covered in cobwebs. Torn patient files were scattered across the floor, their yellowed pages curling with age. A rusted wheelchair sat in the middle of the room, its wheels slightly turned, as if someone had just abandoned it. A faint creak echoed through the air, not from the chair, but from somewhere deeper inside. Lena swallowed hard. The silence was oppressive, wrapping around her like a thick fog. She lifted her camera, snapping a photo. The flash illuminated the room for a split second, and in that moment, she saw it. A figure, standing at the end of the hallway, just past the reception desk. Her breath caught in her throat as the light faded, plunging her back into darkness. She flicked her flashlight in that direction, her pulse roaring in her ears. Nothing. The hall was empty. The door behind her slammed shut. Lena whirled around, gasping. The sound echoed through the asylum like a gunshot, making the walls tremble. The air had changed. It was heavier now, charged with something unseen. Then, from deep within the asylum, came a sound. A whisper. A breath. Long and slow. Lena wasn't alone.